Hello and welcome to Husky Talk. I am your host, the best podcast host in the universe, Steve Cully. We are sponsored by, yes, we are sponsored by Procyon Partners, Sean Rabinowitz. Sean Rabinowitz is the president. He was kind enough to sponsor us. They are the complete financial services firm. They specialize in wealth management, employee benefits, retirement plan services, Procyon Partners. They deliver exceptional outcomes. They are a proud sponsor of Husky Talk and recently named one of the 50th fastest growing financial services firms in the United States. Sean Rabinowitz, he built it from the ground up. He took a chance. He bet on himself. I love it. He's a good friend. Procyon Partners is a boutique consulting and service company serving business owners and executives nationwide. So that's our partners. And that's our sponsor for Husky Talk. And I wanted to introduce our guest, very special guest, who is from Canada, but currently now down in Georgia, I believe, Mr. Nicolas, aka Hakeem Kashama.
Hey, thanks for
Hakeem,
having me. I'm excited.
thank you
And,
for being with us.
yeah, man. And I seen some of your segment, and I was great to hear from you when you reached out. I'm like, okay, that's something I want to get in our circle and be
Yeah,
able to join back with some of our old teammates.
yeah, no, for sure, for sure. I mean, you and we just it's funny because I remember the spring that you came in, and I remember seeing you at winter workouts, and then I remember seeing you before we went out to spring practice, and all I thought to myself was, please, I don't know which is worse, if I'm going to get him or Uwe. I was like, I don't know what side he's going to be on, but I'm screwed either way. I was like, this dude looks like he's going to rip my head off.
I know you had a problem with my head thing, man. I know I was bugging you when I was leaving my head a lot. We had a lot of conversation about that.
It was Hank Hughes. It was hat and hands. It was all hat and hands. And you were hat and hands, man.
He
You would
coached
get
it.
right in there.
So you put it on him, man. He coached it, man.
Yeah, I'll put it on Hank. I'll call Hank. I'll thank him for it. So Hakeem, it's a little bit different. I did play in the CFL briefly for 2 seasons. So I know, they play American football, American style football in high school, correct?
Yes, and now it's similar to CFL rules.
It is. Okay.
It is. Yes.
It
it's
is.
got that 1 yard gap and everything, and I hated that.
Is it still 3 downs?
Yes, it's still 3 downs. Yes.
Okay, so okay.
At least at my high school, unless over it's been over.
Yeah, right.
If they changed it, yeah, but when I played, yes, it was the same. Yes.
So it's interesting to me, being from Canada. First of all, what part of Canada are you from?
Okay, 2 different locations. I was born in Congo, DRC, Congo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my
Wow.
family.
I didn't know that. I did not know that.
My family moved from Congo to Montreal, mainly because Montreal was a French-speaking city.
Very Congo, much, yes.
Congo was a French-colonized country, so we spoke French.
Right.
We transitioned to go to Montreal, and from Montreal we moved to Toronto. So most of my family now live in Toronto.
So How old were you when you moved to Montreal?
I was 9 years old.
Oh wow, so you
There was
lived in
six of
Congo
us.
until you were 9.
Yeah, six of us moved
Yeah.
with my mom to Montreal. My dad was already there, and he sent for us. So we basically,
What I mean, do you have memories from being in the
yes,
Congo?
yes,
Just
yes. It's
tell me a little bit about the
it,
Congo. What
it,
that was like?
it's a humbling experience to remember. Like it kind of keeps me grounded being here.
Yeah.
As far as growing up, knowing that okay, there's a different situation where playtime was us going to the so-called park doing backflips,
Yeah.
playing and just everything is just, you don't have like so-called toys where you just kind of come up with different ideas of creating a game for yourself. So it
You
was a
were
lot
on
of
your
just
own,
being
yeah.
able to be independent and doing different things just because mom would try to take care of the house as far as feeding us and not even
Yeah.
thinking about the long game is day by day, knowing that okay, today I woke up, I have a meal to eat, and I was able to kind of maintain that way. But having 6 kids in the family, big family,
My
and
God, yeah.
and just being what you kind of being embedded with the culture that we came up with, from there to Canada, it it allows us to embrace everything that
Yeah.
was presented to us and kind of go out there 100%. And kind of I always look back when I sit here, wonder about, complain about, oh, I don't like my cell phone. I'm like, shoot, if I know I remember where I came from, this
Yeah.
right here just worked just
Indeed.
fine. And it kind of it give you that center where okay, we just remember there's a situation where you could have been in a place where if my dad could have made it over here because my dad left before us. He left from here
Right.
before us.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there was like uproar when it was like little a civil war going on,
Yes.
and there was it was kind of the opposite side of the government where you protesting. So a lot of problems started happening where people started disappearing. So you had to flee the country. So he ended up going to Canada and sent for us a year later because that
Oh
he
God.
was able to work and get enough money to actually get all of us up. So yeah, I always kind of look back, tap into that. I had to kind of humble myself to know, okay, I'm grateful and thankful for the opportunity that I have, and I go
God
out
bless.
100%.
God bless him for doing that. I
Yeah,
mean, he recognized that there was turmoil
yeah,
going on,
yeah,
and he said, "I got to get my family out of
yeah.
here. I got to get them a better life."
And I'm always
And
thankful. I always tell them, man,
wow.
you changed 6 people's life, and what our life turned out to be, being in Canada and the US, you would have never imagined where we came from to know that where we at now. So I always tell my players that as far as my starting playing football, how I started, they like, really? Yes. It was that hard where I was learning the language, English, and the game itself. It was like
Yeah.
I have a funny beginning for football, but the ending of it kind of matched with a lot of people that have been playing it since '05.
So when you were born and raised, were you born and raised speaking French naturally?
Yes,
Oh,
speaking French
okay.
and in an African dialect. So I speak total of 5 languages now.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah. So I'm fluent in three. Two of
Yeah.
them I can't understand it clearly, but I speak back just a little bit more, a few words here or there, but I can understand it clearly. So Lingala is our national dialect, and French we learned it out in school growing up, and of course we spoke some of it at home. And each parents, whatever tribe they come from, they have a dialect.
Right.
So my dad had one, Chuba. My mom had Swahili, and we all kind of learned that from them. So now when I came to Canada, Montreal. I was still speaking French. I was going to school in French, middle school, and I started going to high school in Toronto. That's when I started learning English. I had to take ESL classes.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of where I ended up stumbling into football.
So
Because
did they when you went to school in Montreal,
yeah,
they spoke French? Like
they
you
spoke
you
French.
had you
Yeah,
had to take English.
no, I didn't have to take English in Montreal.
You
All my
didn't.
classes in French. Yes, all my classes in French. Yes, in Montreal,
Wow.
all my classes was in French. So that's why it was an easy transition as far as
Yeah.
school wise. Is it was a harder transition into going to Toronto because Toronto is English speaking. city, so I had to
that's
really.
what it was. Okay.
That's why I ended up taking ESL classes, because for me to be able to keep up with the English classes they were giving me, I had to be able to do that. But yeah, it was the hardest transition there.
How long were you in Montreal for?
5 years.
So you okay?
And so
So
1990,
9 years
yeah,
in
1990,
Congo. Wow.
1990 we moved to Montreal. From 1990 to 95, I ended up going kind of like this main reason I got number 95 when I went to UConn is because that was the year I really started playing football. Because I moved from Montreal to Toronto, and me and my brothers, we played soccer and basketball. That's the only thing we really played. Football wasn't really in our radar, and that's kind of was in the beginning of my me being exposed to football.
But you guys were great athletes, though. I mean,
and
you
playing
had
soccer
great
and
athleticism.
basketball, it was
Yeah.
like transferable skills that came with it. It was just the mentality we had to learn, because it was a funny story where how we got into it. When we moved to Toronto, we signed up for basketball when you were playing basketball. And we said we were going to play soccer for the school, and this coach keep pulling us aside, asking us about football, and because of the language barrier, every time I hear football, we're thinking
you're thinking soccer,
So and when you started explaining it to us, me and my buddy looked at each other like, nah, we don't play that way, and we walked away from him. And because he knew we spoke French, the next day he called us again on the hallway with a French-speaking kid. And he translated. He's like, listen, we're gonna teach you how to play. It's gonna be easy. We're gonna teach you how to play. It's gonna be fine. We're like, nah. We saw some video of this sport. You're like too violent. Nah, they don't make no sense to us.
Yeah.
We walked away,
and it doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah. He kept trying though. That good thing I'm a coach. Rest his soul, man. He passed away a couple years ago, but he kept trying to kind of ask us to come out and to be involved with football, and we kind of get him off our back. We said we're
get him off our back.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and try it out. And the funny part is we came out. It was real late. Practice started already. So he came and gave us the equipment and said, y'all go to the locker room, go change.
Did you know how to put it on or anything?
That's the funny part. We go there, me and my buddy looking at each other, okay.
We don't know.
This bad move. We start putting it backward. And
that's how it was.
So he came in to check on us. He almost fell down crying, laughing. He's like, no. So he helped us strap it up here, put this right here, this pad go here. We're like, we just looking like all this thing.
He just threw it at you and said, get dressed.
So he gets us outside. First drill they were doing, Oklahoma drill.
The first drill?
Yes, and we're looking at each other like, what is go? And our head, we're like, this Canadian
baptism by fire. Jeez.
Yeah. We're like Canadian.
He didn't teach you anything.
Yeah, so he's like, so the kids like, yeah, you should try it. You try it. It's easy. Try it.
Yeah, it's easy.
I was the first one to jump in. I go in there with my head down, got a stinger. I got up.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah, took my helmet off. I'm like, that's it. I'm done. This is over. I walked with me and my brother. Nah, this is crazy. We walked away. He called us again the next day. Listen, y'all gonna be fine, man. We're gonna teach you guys how to do it. Don't worry. We came back again, tried again, and that first year was a wash because we started playing my junior year.
Oh my God, it was that late.
Yes, so my first year was a wash to learn because we had one kid that spoke French, so he basically was our translator doing teaching playbook and stuff. And so the coach said, okay, you play left end, your buddy gonna play right end, and he said your playbook is you chase the guy with the ball. If that's
literally what he told you.
Yes, just chase the guy with the ball. And you find if you get to him, bring him to the ground. I'm like, okay, that's it. So yeah, just when the ball moves, just chase that guy with the ball. So the funny phase of that is we on the field doing the game. The quarterback throws the ball. Me and my buddy just stop. Everybody just still running. So the coach on the sideline yelling, "Corner!"
Go get him!
But he didn't explain that if he throws the ball, we have to go hit the guy, the other guy.
Yes.
Stop. I'm like, okay, he had the ball. He threw it. He thought the play was over. And he's like, he yelling. He could have done the French guy. Go tell him, no, he has to keep going until they think, okay, one to the worst, till the whistle. The next phase, okay, tackle the guy. After the whistle is blown, that's where you stop. And it was like,
oh my God.
Players, they'd be laughing about it and say, yo, that's what you understand. If you understand where I started to be where I'm at right now, coaching the game, it was like, it was
that's amazing.
Like a process. By the first year, we were just kind of like, we didn't know we were just going running around, just doing whatever we need to do because we're athletic enough. We got by, but it made us want to learn about the game more after the season.
So did you start on varsity at 10th grade?
Yes.
There was no like junior.
Yeah, they had junior level, but again, because they needed bodies, man. The numbers same on the varsity level, so they're okay. We just gonna throw it in the 5. So we had to learn it right off the block. My buddy played both JV and varsity because he had to rotate. He was a year behind me, and it was just one of those years where, dude. And after the season, it was kind of like a pride thing. I'm like, we know we could do better because we knew we were athletic enough. When some of those guys on the field, we just didn't know what they were doing. And going into this off season, my mom used to go to the thrift store buying stuff. We go to the thrift store with my mom, getting those VHS tape. Bruce Smith, greatest pass rush move. Reggie White, greatest pass rush move. So we spent the whole off season watching tapes. LT, learning techniques, and we'll go in the backyard, practice on each other.
That's amazing.
And we ended up coming back after that year, just killing it. It just became so much easier when we understood. So the first thing we realized, okay, you can actually hit somebody that hard and not get in trouble. Because we kind of will grab the quarterback, kind of like trying to bring him down to the ground. Now we trying to kill him. But after we watching film, the greatest NFL greatest hit, we seen Ronnie Lott hitting. Like, they can't hit that. So in my head, me and my brothers, we already kind of like, okay, time to go now. Now we know we can cut loose, just go at it. That year, which became such a big year where they started calling us Nigerian Nightmare. We had to tell people correctly, listen, we're not Nigerian. We're from Congo.
They were calling you the Nigerian Nightmare.
They're making up names for the news because we start making, we will be fighting.
Oh my God.
So the story is we will be fighting over quarterbacks. We go get to the backfield. Me and my buddy almost broke out a fight one time during the game because he thought he had a sack. I'm like, I had a sack. So we see them going back and forth. So they are stopping us. But it became such an addiction to the game where it's like, dude, we loving this now. We caught the bug. We're like, okay, we good at now. We started getting love from people. Like one kid came up to us and said, y'all know you can get a scholarship, right? I'm like, what's a scholarship?
What's a scholarship?
And so you have to explain it to me and say,
you don't know. Yeah.
They'll pay for it, everything. Me coming from a 7 kids household, by then we had 7 in a house. Yeah. Now I'm like, we don't have a saving for college.
No.
So I'm like, okay, this is my ticket out right now. That light just came on. That's about like mid-year where I gotta go even harder to be able to earn this thing right now. So it started blowing up after that. School started coming in, school started talking to us.
How did you learn English?
Same year I learned football. I started learning English. So that year we were taking ESL classes, we were seeing a learning curve for the language and the sport itself. We just kind of like, okay, going to ESL classes and talk. The teammates are talking to us in English, teaching us words, and over time we just start picking it up more and more and more and more. And
so it was taught as a class in school.
Yes, it basically English as a second language.
Okay.
So they had a class that specialized English as a second language. So you go to this class where they're just teaching you conversational words and sentences, how you converse with somebody, how to respond to somebody, things like that. It was as you taking your regular classes, you were taking that class too. And
was it difficult to learn English?
It was difficult. It was frustrating because it felt like it took too long for us to get to it. Because you can't talk to a girl and give them because they spoke English. Like, man, I gotta learn some words to say something. So it's like there's little things that are like that. It was frustrating that there's certain things that we couldn't just participate in because
the slang and the
what we could
things,
say. But it was still a group of kids in school that spoke English and French that we were able to relate to. But that was the frustration part of us learning everything everybody else is doing without really knowing the language. But the game itself became something that allows us to acclimate ourselves to the culture faster because we're involved with guys that came up in our sports.
Did you like Montreal more than Toronto, or did you grow up?
Montreal, it was just easier for me to fit in because the language. Yeah. They would just say, okay, spoke French, they spoke French. I have more friends because it was easier to kind of acclimate in Montreal than in Toronto. I think most of our siblings were frustrated that we were leaving. We didn't want to leave Montreal.
Yeah.
Parents just made a move because it was more. My dad got a job over there. It was made it that easier for us to be able to sustain ourselves, and we have to make that move. But as far as the kids itself, like, we wanted to stay, man. We're like, dude, this where we made our base, and
I mean, we just got here 5 years.
Yeah. So and it was in another story of the first year we got in Montreal. We got in Montreal when we left Congo. It was in the winter.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting on the plane.
Oh my God.
We landed. I'm sitting on the plane. I'm looking through the window.
You don't know it's
all pure white. I'm like, in my head, I was 9 years old. I'm like, okay, why they got all that sand on the floor? In my thing, I'm thinking, okay, they got sand everywhere. Are they gonna clean that sand? And I'm not even thinking that it's snow. So we walk out. They had those sliding door. They just walk out. My dad was at the airport waiting for us with big jackets.
Well, because he knew he'd been there.
Like, wow, why we gotta put this big stuff on? No, just put it on. We didn't zip nothing up. We just kind of walking out. That cold breeze hit us. We backed up a little bit. What's going on? It felt like a fridge. We in the fridge right now. I'm like, nice.
Oh my God.
And that was a quick culture adjustment that we have to understand.
That's culture shock for sure.
So we call some of our cousins back in Congo to tell them, listen, we live in the fridge, man. Y'all don't understand. Snow everywhere. We live in the fridge, man. I don't know why they live over here. There's snow everywhere. We were like just basically call it, and we realized they have different seasons, man. It will go away at some point. But that's another. It was so many phases of adjusting to a new culture that we definitely had to kind of learn the hard way. But it wasn't. We had a nephew that was here or cousin that was in Montreal that was kind of telling us what to prepare ourselves to. My dad was just kind of, trying to get him over here, get him out of that situation, get him over here, and try to give him a better opportunity.
Well, because Congo it's hot, like right? Isn't it like 80 degrees?
Yeah, rain season. That's it. You don't get winter.
That's it.
We don't get winter. So
there's no winter.
Yeah, it definitely was one thing that after a while we started seeing the kid outside playing with snow fighting and everything. Okay, I guess you playing there. I just putting gloves on and everything, be able to go to the steps, putting boots, jacket, hat, all that stuff before you go outside. It was an adjustment. Definitely, it's a small thing people don't think about, but for somebody that come from places that don't have, going back. People don't think about people that come from those countries. The adjustment they have to make from the same thing as basic as putting clothes on to go outside. They're like, okay, that's a steps that I didn't have in my life before that I had to implement. Now I have to be able to go through the routine when I step outside the house.
Wow, that's 100% true.
Yeah.
I with a recent ex-girlfriend, I was watching this show, 90 Day Fiance.
Yeah.
Don't ever watch it, but it's on TLC.
Yeah, I heard about it.
And they showed two guys from Africa. One was from, I believe, the Congo, and the other was from Nigeria. And they brought the perspective. It was the female who was marrying the guy, the fiance. She came over to visit him and meet his parents, and they showed where they lived. And like they showed some of it was dirt floors, and some of it didn't have indoor plumbing. And she couldn't believe it. Like it's such a different, and like when you go to get food, like the markets, everything's like kind of fresh, and you got to pick and choose what you want to eat. Like it was such a culture shock to her to see that. So for you to come to Canada, you're on the airplane and you're looking down, and you're seeing white everywhere.
And for Congo, depending on where you go, some places look like European area. Basically, the city will develop. Some places a little more countryside, but we're kind of more in the middle.
Yeah,
that you dealt with knowing that in your backyard you can go to see a mango tree. Okay, I'm gonna climb this mango tree and get some mango.
Right.
My snack for the day. Or you go to the city, you can get on the bus, go in the city, go hang in the city a little bit. But at the end of the day, there was different areas where people are a lot more well off than everybody. People travel better, where they see more of the word that I didn't have access to. But yeah, it's just that when I look back, it always humbled me to be where I'm at right now for Georgia, recognizing coaching youth right now, telling them about the humbleness you should have about being able to play this game and the reward it comes with. So those out of high school, when I'm getting all those offers and all those at school coming, and I started working, okay, just because I play this game, all those people are here coming to see me because I play this game. And I started seeing the window into what the opportunity that sports brings you. And that's why kind of pushed me toward coaching, because I'm like, okay, I wish this opportunity.
It's rewarding, and you make a difference. You make a difference every day.
Yeah, to see kids. I tell parents that I deal with every time, say, listen, I wish every kid can get an opportunity to get on a scholarship, living on a scholarship campus, knowing that you get to wake up, go to class, play football, and you lift weight and play game live on TV. People cheering for you and go through that experience for 4 years. And it's covered. It's all covered. It's a great experience, man. And it's a great experience for the parents and for the kids. So that's what I've been doing for so. Actually, when I started, 2008, I met with Coach Orlando at one of the convention. I went to a convention. I was talking to
the coaches convention you went to.
Yes, coach convention. Yeah. I'm thinking about getting into it. He's like, hey,
he's one of the best.
Yes, this is where you need to be at. Go to as many of them, sit down as many coaches.
You got a network.
And I was doing it almost every year, man. I started consistently going to it, and it even gave me more of a plethora of things that I need to know about this game to be able to really share it.
Because it always evolves.
Yep. So yeah, man.
I mean, coming from Canada, as far as recruiting. Because back then, I mean, I know you were technically part of Randy's first class.
Yeah.
And recruiting then, high school coaches didn't help you a ton. Yeah. Like I remember with me, my father bought a machine where you could dub tapes instantly.
How doing two VCR connected? Yeah. Where I press record, pause.
Yes. We were dubbing the tapes.
Yeah.
And we sent out tapes and a football resume, and that's what we did. But being in Canada and getting recruited, I mean, UConn was one of the few schools I think that took advantage of Canada and Michigan, bringing in several Canadian players.
Yeah, Michigan too. For me was
Michigan, right?
Yeah, I went into UConn. I went to one of the camp. I went to a football camp in Toronto.
You went to UConn had a camp in Toronto?
No. There was they do football camps in Toronto for high school players. So show up. Yeah, school show up and watch. So I started building my name in that circle of going to camp, doing a one-on-one, winning one-on-ones, and a lot of people started sharing my name. So I'll hear from school, UCF, UConn, Michigan, all them schools, Wisconsin, Nebraska. That I'm like, okay, now looking back, I realized how big that was.
Did they come? So they were coming to these camps to watch you?
Yeah. So how big that was that those schools left the U.S. to come to Canada to recruit Canadian kids.
Huge.
You have to really be making a lot of noise.
And rare.
Yes, because they have too many people to recruit over here. So, and to me, having 4 brothers and be able to get that opportunity coming out of Canada, it was major. It was major.
So, and what's funny is you said it, your sophomore year was a wash, but you got, Bruce Smith, Reggie White, LT, you bought their tapes that showed all their sacks and all their great plays. And those tapes weren't specifically teaching tapes, but you watched and you learned off of that on your own.
Yeah.
And then you went out and practiced.
Yeah. And just because if you played it, there's certain thing that I being a competitor that frustrated me. Okay, I couldn't make this move. Why couldn't I make this move? Then when I was watching Bruce Smith, I thought a spin move. I love spin move because of Bruce Smith.
Everyone loves
I started watching how he set it up. I'm like, okay, that's how you set it up. And the more I watched him, okay, now I see if I take this step this way, it's a counter move. It's not a move. It's a counter move.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
once I start, it skyrocketed. So another one, I couldn't really get it because I didn't have that power yet. That hump move from Reggie White, I was working the heck out of it, but I couldn't really get it right yet. But it was something that was everything I tap in the speed rush with LT speed rush. It's those little things. I just a little bit of this game, put in my game, a little bit of that game, and that allowed me when I came back the next year. Guys were surprised that I was coming up with moves. Okay, how you come from last year? I had no idea what to do himself.
You knew how to set things up.
Because athletically playing basketball and soccer, the footwork was there, the athletic ability was there.
You were a natural athlete.
Yes, incorporate that into football. And I grew up with 3 other brothers that we competed all the time, racing each other.
That's hilarious.
So it definitely made us even better coming out. Could go compete against other people because at home I compete almost day by day.
Did you play any other sports in high school as well?
Basketball was
my
love.
Basketball.
Basketball was at Wake Forest.
That was your love.
Yeah, Wake Forest actually came and saw me to visit me for basketball. It was getting close where I thought I was going to get offered by them, but it never happened. But football, when it started picking up, I just realized, okay, I got to make a business decision. Football seemed to be my ticket out. And I invested everything toward football. But basketball was I was never missing a day without playing basketball when I was in high school. And football just took over that after I realized what I could do with it.
Did you look at any colleges in Canada to play football or no?
They were recruiting me, but
I know it's different. But
one thing about Canada school back then, they didn't have full scholarships.
Right.
They won't offer full scholarship.
Like Concordia University, I know there.
Guelph, Windsor, BC, all them schools. I got recruited by them, but once again, my mindset was 7 kids in the family.
Yeah,
don't have no freaking money to pay for anything for college. I had to find something to help my family out for myself. So, going to stateside was the best option. As far as being able to take care of my academic and athletic, so it was an easy choice to make.
Right.
I was glad to be able to come back in CFL and play in Canada, but as far as college wise, it wasn't even a question that I was going to be going to the stateside.
So you tore it up your junior year, and then you did some camps that summer where coaches were coming to see you, and you started getting heavily recruited.
Yeah.
In the fall, were you able to go to any schools and watch games, or the travel was just too much?
I took my three official visit. I'm still mad I left 2 on the table.
Did you you didn't take them in the fall though, did you?
I took them in the spring.
Okay, you took them in the spring. Oh, that's right.
I took my official visit in the spring. So my first one was Bowling Green. My second one was Temple. My third one was UConn. I was supposed to be going to UCF. And Randy convinced me that I should go ahead.
Randy won you over.
I should go ahead and commit. And he did a great job selling it. Where I'm okay. He basically told me, you don't need to go to the other visit, man. You already committed. You good. We got you. We want you here. And I still look back. I'm like, man, I should have took. Not because. Before then, I never
give you 5. Yeah.
I never went to Florida before. I didn't know what Florida was about. Now I know what Florida was about. I'm like, I should have took that visit. But I always look back and man, I left that 2 visit on the table because the last 2 was supposed to be UCF and the last one was supposed to be Nebraska. I was hesitant doing Nebraska because Nebraska keep talking about playing me at D tackle. They were talking about balking me up. I was playing
moving you inside.
Yes, and I'm like, I like pass rushing better, man. Being outside, D tackle. I guess I didn't really have somebody around me to tell me, listen, you can still get the same work.
You're so tall. I wouldn't play you inside either.
Yeah, so I ended up calling that off. But I remember Don Cozine, those guys was and Coach Kevin Doherty. Shout out Kevin Doherty. I saw Georgetown, but yeah.
Yeah, he's a DC.
They're gonna have you on recruiting me. He came to my house on my when I committed.
He recruited me too. He was such the nicest guy in the world.
Cool dude, man. Yeah, I still talk to him till today, man.
Yeah, I coached against him
Yeah,
for many years and always talked to him. He was such
yeah,
a nice guy.
yeah.
He was so good to my family. I think
Mm,
my family still keeps in touch with him. And he was at Harvard, and then he's been at Georgetown forever. He's been the DC there, so he's at a good spot. That's funny that he recruited you as well.
yeah.
And if I recall, didn't you come in January?
Yeah, I came in January for UConn. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So did you graduate in the last summer, or did you
I
graduate?
graduated. I graduated in May of 2004. Yeah, I graduated in May. Yes, in summer. Yes.
Oh, I mean, you graduated high school. I'm saying, did you
I
graduate high
graduated.
school?
Yeah, I graduated. Okay, I graduated high school earlier that summer. I didn't go. Yeah, I
Oh,
didn't
that's
go
what it
to
was.
UConn because I actually yes, that was what happened. I was taking the SATs. I didn't my SAT wasn't in yet. I had to take it again.
Yeah, you had
Once
to
I get it, I
qualify.
got it.
I got
That's
you.
why I ended up going in January instead of going in the
So
fall.
you okay? So that delayed you.
Test score, yeah,
That
the
was
test score, yeah,
okay.
the test score wasn't in yet. Again, that language barrier. That's why that test was very difficult.
That test must have been
Yeah,
a nightmare.
and I had such it was like a big monkey off my back when I got that score, and I was able to clear. That I was like, man, I thought I was gonna lose that opportunity because of just thinking about that pressure of I gotta pass this test. And when I finally passed it, I was like, I think I passed by like 5 points.
Was it offered in Canada? Did they offer the SAT in Canada?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
it was offered there.
I took it in Toronto. Yes.
It was O'Neal Wilson your class as well?
Yeah. O'Neal Wilson, that last year when I was taking the test that fall before I went to UConn, I played this club team. O'Neal was playing for that team.
Oh, so you knew him?
Yeah. So when Esso asked me, who do I know that they can't see look at? I'm like, this receiver right here I'm playing with, y'all gotta look at him. So O'Neal kind of was in the mode where like I'm done playing with it. I'm done going to car because he had a baby coming up, so he wasn't.
Oh, that's right.
Leaving. So I say, listen, O'Neal, if that coach sees you, you can freaking get an offer. He wasn't really kind of believing that, but hey, there was a camp. I said, O'Neal, you gotta go. Coach Esso came and visit me, so I said, oh Esso, before you leave, go.
Please go see this guy.
He went to the camp.
Yeah.
O'Neal did about 4 or 5 drills. He called O'Neal and offered him at the camp.
Just off of that.
Yes,
just off of the 4 or 5 drills. Wow.
The quickness, explosiveness, and he's he's catching the ball. He told him everything because, and I was advocating, man. This coach, I played with him, man. I see things he done during the game as far as just being physical, even when he's not getting the ball. And just how hard he works that I might do. You got to have somebody like that on the team.
So you took your visit, you committed. So there must not have been a ton of time between when you committed and when you had to enroll at UConn, right? Because it was the winter.
Yeah.
So you probably how much time was there before you started? It must have been a month or a couple weeks or
I thought when I got to UConn.
Yeah, after the visit.
I think I started about 2 weeks after everybody got back. Because I acclimated and getting adjusted and moving in and everything. But
you were older too.
Yes, yep. That's why I came in. I was 19 when I came in. So yeah, that's that adjustment. Again, being in a different country and all that stuff too. And it's funny when I going through the recruiting process. Urban Meyer was at Bowling Green then when I went to visit.
He was, yes.
Yeah. And somebody asked me, "You ain't playing?" I said, I didn't click with him like that, man. That meeting, when your last day you meet with the head coaches and all that stuff, but it wasn't something it wasn't a chemistry where I felt like I was comfortable.
Had they offered you? Did he offer you at the time?
Yeah. Bowling Green
offered you, but you weren't feeling it there.
All the school that I visit offered me.
Yeah, okay.
I just didn't end up going there, but yeah, it was just not a good mix as far as the staff. I thought for me when I went to UConn, and I think Uwe and Big O was hosting me, so they did a great job showing me enough of Husky campus and lifestyle that it gave me enough where I visual and I can see myself living there.
And I can't remember if Sean Main was with you or not. He may have been the year after. I know Sean Main.
Sean Main came about 2 years after me.
It was 2 years after.
Yes,
okay.
Sean Main came 2 years. Him and Danny DeRivo.
Yes, the receiver.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
So you came in. You obviously liked UConn. What were your first impressions? Because we started winter workouts, and those obviously were not typically fun.
That first winter workout, it was like a shock where you couldn't even explain it. But when I came in that first time, I walked in that field house, and I saw all those cans around the field house. I'm like, why are the cans out here? So I asked I think Coach Richardson. I asked him,
"What is this?"
He's like, "You gonna find out."
Yeah.
I think it'd be funny.
You're gonna
find out. I'm seeing guys running over and me and Coach yelling, "Hurry up!" I'm like, this is why. It's kind of like that's how I found out about those cans. I'm like, it always remind me, okay, oh boy, they getting us. And that's the one time ever that I'm like, I sat in my dorm one time because I had to wake up next day, we had another day.
Yeah,
I had a paper due
5 a.m. Yeah.
And I was freaking out. I was sitting in my dorm like 1 a.m. in the morning. I called. What's the academic advisor? We had
it was Ellen Renee,
I called, freaking out. I said, "Listen, I know I want to finish this paper. I got to."
Mike was one of them. Yeah,
she's like, "Calm down. You can come in tomorrow, see me. We're gonna help you out. Maybe get something to extend some time for you because I was trying to do everything on point like this." You can't overload yourself like that, man.
You can't, no.
Yeah, and that's how I always tell players that's leaving here getting scholarships. Say, listen, that first year is gonna be a true test.
That's why there's summer school.
Yes, you're gonna get that routine going. You're gonna manage your time better. Things gonna start aligning yourself, but you gotta go to that first year. And a lot of those guys drop out the first year because it's the mindset. If you don't stick with it, it's hard, man. Because the time management is the biggest
organization and time management is huge.
Yep. So that got me in my first year, man. After I adjusted to that, man, I think this support system was there to carry me through it.
Well, I'm pretty sure, like your freshman year, you played quite a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, you were in the rotation or a starter.
It got me. I started, I think, after we played Buffalo. But it was. I didn't know how the culture of being a starter was. That pressure. Right. I just felt like the dynamic around guys that were playing their position with me changed when that happened, and I didn't know how serious it was about in the U.S. about football culture. It's like a tenfold from what Canada gives you.
It's
Canada hockey is like that.
Yes.
Baseball probably close too. But football, the pressure, you gotta play, you gotta be starting. It wasn't that kind of pressure. So
and the coaching is probably completely different too. You're getting screamed at.
Yes, yeah. A lot of coaches that you had, like mostly teachers that just helping out. And really they're not about life of his coaching, being a coach. They only call themselves a coach first. So over in the coach, being over here in the US, being in Georgia, in the last few years, man, football is God. It's like straight up, dude.
And you're in one of the best states for it.
Those kids get groomed thinking SEC. That's where I'm about to go play at. And they carry themselves the same way. They approach the game the same way. And it's just crazy to see how athletic those guys are out of high school from freshman year on. And it's a different system from Canada.
So I mean, you played pretty well your freshman year. I mean, it's very rare to start as a freshman.
Yeah, that's
a big accomplishment.
Yeah.
I mean that's a tough injury to come back from. Yeah. But you came back from it, and 2001 was, we played Virginia Tech. That was the first game. We had a rough year, but I think Randy saw the potential in your class, especially in the development of our class, because we played right away. It was baptism by fire. We all learned. You, Sean, Smoot, Mulcahy, or Uwe, and then myself.
When we added Tyler King, he just took off the roof, man.
Tyler was a maniac. Yep. Tyler, absolutely. So
it was that D-line. Raymond Fuller, Blackman came out later on.
Yep.
Deion McPhee.
Deion
Those
McPhee
group
played
right
well.
there, man. Yep. We had some studs, man. Yep.
Yeah, you guys in 2001, 2002, 2003 especially, I mean, were incredible.
Yeah.
But it took a little while. And then I remember in the secondary, you had Justin Perkins, and then we had Mo Lloyd, and then we got Fincher.
Chris Meyer.
Chris Meyer. I just talked with him. So the talent there. I mean, Roy Hopkins was at corner.
Fincher, linebacker shit. We definitely
you guys had a good defense, and it finally came into its own. I would say 2002 was when we really clicked and figured it out. And you guys played so well. I still remember the BC game, the first two series. You shut them down, and them coming off the field, they had like the deer in the headlights look. And like we should have won that game, but they like you guys brought it to them. I mean,
it set the tone for the season too. I think that it gave us a confident booster, and going against in that first year when the stadium opened up, 2002, that year, the Indiana game really showed us that we had. We had something special, man. That kind of, even myself, okay, I know we were good, but I didn't know we're that good. And
I know. It's a shame that they like if they had put you guys, given you a chance in a bowl game. I mean, you would have rolled anyone.
Yeah, because the Wake Forest coach, I met a Wake Forest coach that when we beat them,
52 to something. Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, and he told me that he's like that was a shocker to me that y'all didn't get a bowl, man. We thought we didn't think y'all.
You should have. You should have.
Yes, but it was one of those situations that you look back at it.
Now there's 48,000 bowls, and back then, just being an independent. Had we, officially been part of the Big East, we would have gotten into a bowl.
True.
We would have gone in over somebody else.
True.
But the 2002 season, I mean, the win at Iowa State.
Yeah,
do you remember that game at all?
That game, I think I had a sack and a half. It was a great game. With Sigurd Wallace, we thought he was gonna run all over us because there was so much hype around that QB Wallace that we thought he was just gonna take off the way he been doing to everybody. But we shut him down. We had a great game plan and containing them. I think everybody did what they needed to do as far as that game.
You guys. I mean, you got turnovers, you got stops, and that was the last game for me. And I remember the biggest memory for me was we had a chance to put the game away. It was a third down play, and we ran counter. And we always ran counter to my side because I was shit as a puller. I would always trip and fall on someone. So they never ran counter away from me. Because I'd have to pull.
I was like, hey, you know you're going to collapse things. So, why knows where it coming behind you?
So they ran the counter to my side. We got a good double team. And I remember I just got enough on the play side linebacker. Terry Cawley scoots by him for like a 50-yard touchdown run. And that put the game away. And you guys, I believe, got a turnover on the next series. And we took a knee and won at Iowa State. It was our first Big 12 win. I just remember.
That celebration. I remember that celebration was a big one. I think everybody felt that moment that we arrived. Yep.
Yeah, it was on. They showed us on NBC. They showed us on ABC. Big upset. UConn upset to Iowa State. Iowa State had beaten Florida State that year. They were a ranked team.
Yep.
And they went to a good bowl game.
Yeah, nobody expected us to do that. So
no.
Those are great memories to look back to as far as being an underdog, just believing in yourself. And again, I carry that to coaching too.
You have to.
It's an opportunity that's given to you. Don't take it as, oh my guy, you're going against a challenging opponent. You look at it as an opportunity to be able to kind of test yourself.
You have to. And what I remember most about that season was we were 2-6 at one point.
Yeah.
We had lost to Miami. We played them tough, but we lost.
Yeah, that game right there. it one game that reminded me I gotta go back to the drawing board because they had first round draft pick all over the field. And
Hakeem,
I felt slow.
I don't know how. I was up late one night last week or 2 weeks ago, just screwing around on YouTube, and I happened to find the television copy of the UConn Miami game, and I watched it, and I was like, what in the hell were we doing out there? Like we won the second half. We played well the second half. We played them tough. We technically won 14-7, but I think the final score was like 38-14, something like that. But I just watched that game. And I know they held Terry Cawley out because they didn't want him to get hurt, which was probably
I went to camp in Cleveland with Winslow.
With Kellen Winslow Jr. Yeah.
And I was talking to him about it. He's like, yeah, man, I think all of us kind of knew it was a stat game for us because and they want like Miami cockiness, of course. They kept a lot of those guys in even the second half, but yeah, they wanted to make a statement that we shouldn't even be on the field with them. So you look at that. To me, it was a humbling experience to know that okay, I got work to do because I was kind of feeling myself. I think I arrived, but that game, that tackle I was going against, I'm like, dude, I think it was is it Williams?
Bryant McKinney was
McKinney, yes.
Yeah,
he was a beast. Every move I can think of, I put on him. It didn't work. I'm like,
dude, yeah, I don't think he gave up a sack in 4 years. No, don't worry about it.
Yeah,
he was a mountain. He was a mountain. I had to go against Jerome McDougal, who was a first-round pick by the Philadelphia Eagles, and Vince Wilfork.
Yeah,
Jerome McDougal on the third play of the game, he told me he was going to ass rape my quarterback. And I remember turning to Dan, and I turn around in my 2-point stance. I go, Dan, he's not lying. You got about 3 seconds, brother. Try to throw it if you can.
Hey, and I can see you saying something like that.
I did. I was like, he's probably gonna do it. I said, he's coming. I don't know. I go, Dan, I'll try to get in his way. I don't know what more I can do. I'll get in his way. I'll give you 3 seconds. That's about all you're gonna get.
And they are linebacker Vilma. I'm like,
Vilma, DJ Williams.
Man,
we ran a trap play, and we were trapping the 3 technique. Or trapping the end, or the 3 technique. We were trapping the 3 technique. The tight end had to block the defensive end. I had the head and shoulders faking block the play side linebacker. The play side linebacker happened to be Jonathan Vilma. Okay. Jonathan Vilma, I see him in his 2-point stance. The ball snapped. He doesn't move. I just see him look at me, and I'm coming to block him, and I put my shoulder down. He shoulder forearms me. He knocked me into next fucking Tuesday. I still feel it. He knocked the hell out of me, and he took 1 step. He took 1 step and he didn't even move. He took 1 step, knocked the shit out of me, and like, please don't call trap again. I don't want to block him. Please. Just I don't want to block Jonathan Vilma anymore. That's enough for me.
And I think we took it personal after that game. I think the rest of the year we were just like, okay, we
yeah.
But we took our leaks, but we learned from that experience, and I think overall as a team we adjusted the rest of the year. We did. We had we had a bye week. We had a tough loss against Vanderbilt. We should have beat Vanderbilt at Vanderbilt. Yeah. We had the lead with 2 minutes left in the game, and we had the ball. And we didn't get a first down. We punted to them, and they either kicked the game-winning field goal or scored a touchdown. I can't remember. I was furious after that game. And I remember for some reason, they picked me to go talk to the media. And I made a wise-ass remark saying something like, hey, guys, you know what? I know we're 2-6. It ain't basketball season yet. The best is yet to come. You ain't seen nothing yet. Yeah.
I just like an asshole. Yeah. So from there, that's when we went on a run. We had the 4-game winning streak to close things out. Florida Atlantic, Kent State. The shutout at Navy was huge.
Yeah, that
And
game
then
was
the Iowa
that
State
game. As far as game planning,
that game plan was amazing.
We for a team that ran the offense they ran for us to shut them down.
That triple option,
it was like on self. All of us kind of took that mindset of defense that we're gonna be unselfish. Fullback guy, we hitting the fullback. I'm like, I want to knock you out every time I get to, because I know me stopping you stop everything y'all do, because that dive midline they were trying to run shoot.
That's how they did it. Yep,
we're killing it. So I took that game plan even in high school. Every time we playing against team that like to run this type of offense, a lot of our practice was implemented based on that scheme to kind of go and seem like that. And once they fall behind halfway through the game, they start panicking. So you get to that mindset to take.
They can't recover because they can't throw the ball, and it was in the rain. Yeah. I remember that, and you're absolutely right. It's unselfish football. You got to do your responsibility. Yep. Someone's got the dive, someone's got the cue, someone's got the pitch. If everyone does their job, you shut them down. You know, you force them to do what they aren't capable of doing, which is throwing the football. And you know, if they could throw the football, they wouldn't be running the triple option. I mean,
and that's why I look back, experience that I learned over the time, being a defensive coordinator right now. I would say I have young coaches that will come and talk to me and say things that they need to start looking into for game planning. I always tell them, I always look at the team and say, okay, I want to put them in a situation when they're running stuff that they didn't practice all week, because I took them out of the comfort zone. Because I took plays that I know that's the bread and butter, took it out of the game plan because it's not working. And they have to basically draw it up on paper. It's okay, just run this today. And you're talking about a high school kid. You throw something new in the middle of the game, most likely a fumble's going to happen or a turnover's going to happen on offense.
Oh, my God.
It's been that process. Okay, if I can't centralize my game plan on taking away what you're good at, you get to a situation where you're scratching your head and wanting different plays that have nothing to do with your game plan. And we playing from ahead of you, then you're playing catch up. So yeah.
I wish that I had my co-host on previously. His name's Frank Cristiano. He was the defensive coordinator at my high school. And he kind of has the same philosophy. We talk about it all the time. He wants to take away the opponent's 3 best plays. Whatever their 3 top plays are, we're going to shut them down. We're going to force them to do something else. And in the passing game, he wants to give up, we'll give him the field out. Whatever the field out is, there's not a high school quarterback who can throw it. So I'm willing to give that out to willing to give that up to them. They can have it all day. If they think they can complete the field out, more power to them. But the same philosophy as you. Top 3 plays. We're going to shut them down. We're going to make them do what they don't want to do.
We tell, at least the game, I follow passing game, we always tell our guys, that bait zone, give it to them. Knock them out.
You can rally. You come up and rally.
You don't want to get up here and get the first down and get it long and big one on us. But it's just getting a group of guys, I follow high school kids, understanding the scheme, understanding that there's certain things. There's no such thing as 100% defense, bulletproof.
They're going to gain some yards. I'm sorry.
So approaching the game, learning from where I came from. I pull a little bit of everything from different people. Like I want to talk to Orlando. Those 3 down lineman package that you like to run. I want a 3-5-3.
The odd front is tough as hell because you don't know where they're coming from.
So it's a very flexible defense, and they allow me to do a lot of stuff that
I would hate to play against your defense. It would drive me nuts.
And I enjoy coaching it because you have fun with it, because you see an offense coordinator quite struggling and figure out,
pull your hair out.
Which one of them's coming.
You don't know who's coming.
So we always show pressure at every situation to kind of make it even harder for you to kind of gauge when we come. So,
you have no idea. You have no idea.
So that's why I say where I come from, the way I started learning this game to where I'm at right now, man, it's
I can't believe you run a 3. Yeah, to run a 3.5. That's really impressive. I mean, because that's a tough defense to run because there's so many variables in it, and there's so many different coverages you can play off of it, so many different blitzes you can run off of it. So you can do everything.
Yep.
I know your senior year was fantastic. Did you end up making all conference or honorable mention for the 2003 season? I thought you were something like all ECAC or something like that.
Mentioned. I'm getting old, man. I'm forgetting stuff.
No, I'm pretty sure you guys were, because I know Tyler was hurt that one year. I know that you I'm pretty sure that you were either like all ECAC or second team, all independent, something like that.
I'll be lying if I tell you which one, because I don't remember.
You were something. I know for a fact you were. After your senior year, you went on and you wanted to continue playing, right?
Yep.
And did you say you ended up in Cleveland?
Yeah. Hey, when we did our pro day, the team that seemed to be a little more interested in me was the Cleveland Brown and the Colts.
Okay.
That was kind of back and forth talking to me, and Cleveland ended up signing me as a free agent.
Who was your agent? Who did you end up signing with?
The way I got my agent, my cousin, is Tim Biakabutuka. He went to Michigan. So he was living in North Carolina. That's where he got drafted by. So I went to North Carolina, Charlotte, to go train with him. And he introduced me to a guy that was on the same firm that he had his own agent that to refer him to me for him to be my agent. I'm tripping. It's been so long that I'm losing the names.
No, I know it's a long time ago.
But that's how I got my agent to him, because he kind of was guiding me through that process when I was coming out.
Yeah, it's a tough process.
Coming
it really
out
is.
UConn. But Cleveland was the team that signed me as a free agent.
Okay. It was Cleveland.
Yeah. So at Cleveland, I was there for camp, and when I was there, coming out of UConn, when I was becoming Canadian, I was on a visa. And when I got to Cleveland, after about 2 weeks, they called me in. I thought, like, man, am I getting cut? They called me in. They said, your student visa about to expire. You have to apply for another one for working visa with Cleveland, because I'm no longer at UConn. And
usually in the NFL, I recall if you were a foreign player, they had roster spots for players from other countries.
Yeah, they give you a visa. They get you a visa, but because my visa was still active with UConn, they didn't have to. So it happened when my agent called me and said, yo, listen, we're going to file it. I'm going to send it in, overnight it. Everything's going to be in.
Right.
2 days go by, it never came through. I was sitting in Cleveland.
Oh, my God.
2 or 3 days later, they called me in again and said, listen, because you don't have one right now, you can be working while you're here until you get your visa. Right. So I had to go. I had to fly back. I already moved to Georgia. I was in Georgia. 2 days go by, my visa came through.
Okay.
They called me. We about signing everything. That's crazy. That's a story that I probably don't. I won't tell a lot of people about it. But
you flew to Toronto.
No. I was living in Georgia already.
You were in Georgia. Okay.
My wife had a family here. So
you flew to Georgia. Okay.
Yeah, I flew to Georgia. My wife was pregnant with my daughter.
The visa came through.
We walking around the mall. Cleveland called back, said, "Yo, we signing you. You're gonna come back." Same night, I'm packing. The next day, they call. We have to hold up for a little bit. There was a guy from Green Bay that got released. That was the first one draft pick. Something Freeman got released. That we want to take a look at him. If he passes physical, we might sign him.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I'm packing. I'm about to go. He said, no. So they ended up signing him. So I sit there, wifey pregnant. I'm like, I gotta decide. CFL blow my phone because
of course.
They drafted me already. I'm like, I told my wife, either we go or you stay with our sister. I go CFL and I'll try and come back and forth.
Yeah,
I'll go to Canada.
It's 18-game season. Yep.
Yeah, signed with Hamilton.
The Ticats.
Dude, the crazy part of it, that same week I signed, the coach called me that night. CFL, NFL has a agreement that if you're already on the contract with CFL, you gotta play out that contract.
You do. That's what they.
So I'm sitting in the hotel. The Cleveland called me and said, "Hey, have you signed it?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, why?" "Oh, we're trying to bring you in."
You have to ask for your release from the CFL.
I call Hamilton that night. They're like, "Nah, man, we signed.
We ain't releasing you."
Yeah. I'm like, "Hey, that opportunity went past," and I said, I stopped playing with Hamilton.
Oh, that's so frustrating.
Labor Day game.
Oh my God.
Ankle out.
Okay.
Yeah, blow my ankle up a Labor Day game against Toronto, and that kind of everything started aspiring from there, man. I was trying to recover because it was the same leg I did my at UConn. So 2 surgery in the same leg.
Was it on turf?
Yes.
It was on that horrible Astro turf.
My foot, my foot got stuck.
Yeah, I remember.
They had me play 3 technique actually. I'm sitting there like this.
Inside.
I see the ball. I'm about to spin out of it. My foot got stuck.
Their defensive ends up there 220 pounds.
Yeah, that's why when I left Cleveland,
you're a monster.
I was 285.
Yeah,
when I get there,
you're a monster.
Yeah, they had 215, 216 DNs. They're like, you gotta lose weight or play these 3 technique. I'm like, I play 3 technique. So when I was there, me thinking same thing, like I'm a DN, I'm a DN. I see the ball instead of pulling through, I try and spin out of there. A pile of old linemen was falling down. My foot got stuck. I was trying to pull it out. All I heard was a loud crack in my head.
That's brutal.
It was such a shock that I didn't know it was me. I was like this on the ground, like
that's such a painful
I'm like, yo,
injury.
get off me. I'm like, I feel numbness in my leg.
Yeah,
like, okay,
it's the adrenaline. You don't even know it's there.
And I looked down, my foot was pointing that way.
Yeah, that's how Tyler's was.
Yeah, it just kicked in. I was screaming. My teammate, one of my teammates, Tim Chitwood, he went to Ohio State. He came by. He said, "Hey, what happened? Dude, look at my foot." He looked. He threw up right beside me. So the trainer, he said, "Wait, the trainers."
Oh, so he didn't keep his cool and try to calm you down. He puked.
Because
that's great. Thank you.
So the trainer came in and looked at it, took a towel, covered it up.
I would have tried to calm you down. Jesus.
Yeah, waved the ambulance in.
God.
Took me straight in. They did surgery that night. Put a plate in there, 6 screws to hold that thing back in, to hold it back. I still have the plates in my ankle. But yeah, it was and I tried to come back after that year. Went to camp. I couldn't barely stand up.
Yeah.
2 days. They said 2 days back then. I just to get off my feet and get on my foot on the ground, man. The sharp pain. That's what you start thinking. Okay, how much longer do you want to go through this before you actually put it up and
you got a college degree too.
Yeah,
a lot of guys didn't.
Yeah, into teaching and coaching is easy transition because it's something I always thought about. I probably would want to do down the line because I was always volunteer coaching kids and stuff like that. But
yeah,
it made it easier for me to kind of look ahead on something else that I could done with myself, and having a kid on the way. I had to think fast.
All right. At this time, again, I'd like to mention Procyon Partners, proud sponsor of Husky Talk. Sean Rabinowitz is the president. They're recently named one of the 50 fastest growing financial services firms in the United States. It's a boutique consulting and service company serving business owners and executives nationwide. They specialize in wealth management, employee benefits, retirement plan services. They do it all. When I actually get some money, I am going to invest in Procyon Partners. Sean Rabinowitz, a UConn graduate, a great guy, and he is our top sponsor. We appreciate all that he's done for us, and we are going to make sure we do all we can for him. So that's Procyon Partners, Sean Rabinowitz, 1 Corporate Drive, Suite 225 in Shelton, Connecticut. That's where they're located. And we will get the website that will be on the show notes. So after the injury, you're not the same. You come to the decision, maybe this isn't worth it. And that's when you go back to Atlanta
Yeah.
and okay.
Yeah, start
And,
looking.
and
Start look because of course I was heard about Georgia football, so I'm like, okay. This probably be the best place to
it
scope.
is. I mean, it's
You got
amazing.
athlete. Yeah, so I started calling around and
Yeah.
putting my name out there. Of course, I get hit because they look at my resume. One coach called me, Coach Carson. He was at Avondale High School. Like kind of move in the area where you deal with kids that kind of low income level and have
Yeah.
this area that needed the most help too. So I ended up taking the job as a D-line coach over there and strength coach. And just being there was like a humbling experience dealing with kids that come from a
Yeah.
home where there's no home or nobody at home with them. And you kind of developing those kind of kids and knowing that
You're really a
football,
mentor.
football is the only way out. It reminded me of myself too, as far as even though I wasn't from that kind of neighborhood, but it kind of I was able to relate to understand that okay, this is your vehicle to get you out of that situation. I can relate and help you get there.
I apologize. I didn't even ask and I don't remember. When did you get married?
Oh, I got married 2004 when I graduated. The same year I
Okay.
graduated. We got married at Stowe, Connecticut.
She was a UConn
Yes,
person?
yes, yes.
Okay.
Sandra was a UConn graduate too, man. We used to go
Oh,
actually
beautiful.
celebrating my 20th anniversary
Yeah,
next week
congratulations.
on the 20th of July, 2 weeks from now. On 20th of July, we spent 20th anniversary. So yeah, been 20 years, man. 4 kids. You're talking about
That's
kids.
awesome,
My
man. That's
son,
so awesome.
I have a 19-year-old, I have a 17-year-old, 13-year-old,
Oh, wow.
14-year-old, and a 6-year-old.
God bless you.
Yeah, yeah. So my 17-year-old
Teenagers.
play for me right now. He's a strong safety.
Oh, good.
Elijah Kashama, he played for me right now. He's about to, he's 2025 graduate. He's probably gonna be picking his school in the next few months.
You're going to take him around did he do any of the camps? Any of
Yeah,
the camp circuits?
he already got 3 offers.
Oh my God.
New Hampshire, University of New Hampshire,
UNH. Yep.
Tuskegee, and Texas A&M Commerce. And so
Wow.
those are 3 offers right now. There's some more way we're talking to right now. We're trying to follow. I was mad because I took him to UConn. They all spoke to him. They liked everything, but no offer came on the table. So I was kind of biased on I
Yeah,
wanted to be the one to pull the
that's
trigger on it first. But
that's frustrating.
they kind of holding the water though. Be like, okay, he's gonna go somewhere.
Did you get a chance to talk to any of the coaches? Did you find out what they?
We were on campus. Coach B took me around, and we
Okay.
met with all the whole coaching staff. Met with him. Took
Did
pictures
they
with him.
did they say anything to you, like what they're looking for, or anything that he needs to improve on?
No, they expressed that it'd be great if you came to the camp. Maybe they could offer him then, but the days that they had, we already kind of had a mega camp that he was invited. That he had about 5 schools that wanted to see him. Oregon,
Oh
UCLA,
yeah.
Memphis. That they went to see him. So I'm like, okay,
That's all. Yeah, that's all.
UConn was supposed to be at that camp, but they never showed up.
They didn't send anyone.
I kind of was hoping that we can hit it one bird with like a couple stones, but he got a lot of looks where Kansas State being talking to schedule a visit with him, and Arkansas State.
Like, yeah, I mean, would you be okay, like, if he went that far away, like to a UNH or a Villanova or something like that, or do you want him close by?
Yeah, to me, the way I always tell him, don't pick anything because of me.
I know.
All you. Yeah, I will never express that to him because I don't want him to have me to think that I got to do it because he wants. Nah, I always tell him this is one of the 2 decisions you're going to most important decision you're going to make. Like 3 of them: being getting married, having a kid, and deciding on what school you're going to end up going to.
That's
so
great
this
advice,
is one big one that you got to make a decision based on you, not because the coach is there or because your parents say go there. Because I don't want you to resent anybody that told you to go there. So it has to be your decision. So I always kind of give it to him like that. I don't care if you want, because UCLA, he's being big on UCLA. He finally got seen by them, but it's further than UConn. So I'm like, listen, any way you want to go, if it's a fit for you and it allows you to get what you need to get, go. And
talk to me a little bit about being a father and fatherhood, because we had a discussion. We did a podcast tribute to Adam Coles and mental health. We were talking
Mm,
about this, and we were talking about our identities,
mm,
and we go through it, especially guys like us. We played football for 20 plus years.
mm,
I played professionally for years after you played as well. Your identity is of a football player.
yeah.
And when that's taken away from you, some people struggle with that. Where do I go from here? What's next? And now, okay, now I'm married. Now my identity, I'm a husband.
Mm.
Now I'm a father. Now I'm a coach. So it's constantly evolving. How was fatherhood for you? Was it something that you were looking forward to? And what would you say your style is like as a father?
It's to me. I think for everybody,
Because you're very calm, you're
yeah,
very patient and calm, which
yeah.
is good.
It's a temperament thing too. To me, it's a temperament. Be having that temperament. To me, coming from such a big family is important. So having a bunch of
Yeah,
siblings, I have
yeah,
6 siblings, so it's a big thing for me. So having kids is something my wife didn't agree. I say I wanted 5, we got 4, but it's close enough. But to me, it's something I always wanted, a big family,
yeah,
and the
yeah.
more they have siblings, I never felt like I needed friends outside my
You're
house.
right.
So
You're right.
a sense of belonging was there. If I was dealing with them, I always kind of show them by example. The way I live my life,
Right.
I tell them
Right.
day by day when I wake up, who I see in the mirror. As long as I'm proud of who I see in the mirror, I'm doing something right by them. And something that they can see me carry myself and give them the example of who a man is or who a person is, a good citizen is day by day by how I carry myself. The words, and I was telling them sometimes don't. I raise them to understand that the words somebody tell you, it sounds great, but the actions mean more.
You're
You,
absolutely
you,
right.
you kind of have to
Everyone can.
be able to observe the action instead of getting caught up with what they're selling you on the words. So I always kind of tell them like in that way, because I come from a family where we weren't like, oh, I love you, love you back, love you. We didn't say a lot of that, but
Right.
we
Right. Right.
knew.
Yeah. You
I
didn't need
know
to
one
say it.
time I could have questioned, okay, my parents love me. It never even crossed my mind.
Right. Right.
And I always kind of like try and pass it on to my own kid. I tell me, if I'm no longer here in this earth, I still want you to know that, yeah, you are loved, because what your body of work that we went through with you and how we raised you, that you never had to feel like you had to question that
No, I mean,
by our
your
action.
actions speak 1,000 times
Yeah,
louder than
yeah,
words, and it's
yeah. So,
great that you say that.
that's how.
As far as like organization with academics, you
Yeah,
stay on top of their academics.
yeah.
Are they all
So,
athletes?
so,
Does
so
everyone play
my son
sports?
made honor roll this year, so he's definitely an
Awesome.
honor roll member of this high society group. But he's they academically, because of our culture, is something always been important to us. So he's embedded in them from their uncle, checking on them. That they have a lot of uncle that all play college and professional. So, but academically, we always remind them we played it, but we always knew we cannot leave that building or leave that school without a paper. The system is built where they'll take a lot out of your body, but the only way you win is to
They
come
do.
out with that paper, because
They
you at
do.
least gain something from it. Football, yes, you can get some accolade that come from football, but it will go away at some point. You having the academic will carry you a long way where you can create a business, create a bunch of different stuff. So same thing with them. I tell them, yes, you got all of them are high 3.5 GPA high, but I always push them to kind of strive for that, because, and I celebrate that even harder than any accolade that they have in football, because I know I wanted to recognize that's the most important.
I know we could do a whole podcast on this, but I just want to get your thoughts quickly. What are your views on the NIL deals in the transfer portal, and how is that affecting recruiting, especially with the kids that you're dealing with who are being recruited?
It's
Because
a
I don't know how I'd have no idea how to navigate that if I was a high school coach.
it's a two-edged sword for
Yeah,
anybody, even college or high school, because we're creating a mindset now that if you don't get your way, you can just pack up and leave. Like we got kids that bounced 3 schools in high school.
I know.
And I always tell kids, I say, yo, it says something about yourself when the next coach trying to get you. So if that coach trying to get you and know you've been through 3 schools in high school, and knowing that most likely if you come to him after that first year, you might go somewhere else. Maybe he might not want to invest on you. You might still get your offer, but it might be limited because some coaches are big on principle. That I need you to have some kind of loyalty for our program if you come in. So we know we're gonna have you at least 2 or 3 years. But some the kids, the mentality that's being created right now, I'm great that they gain their money. I'm great that they get paid, but there's no guideline or guidance.
Yeah, they gotta put together some guidelines.
Wild West, they opened it up.
It is the Wild West.
Nobody prepared them to say, okay, when our money coming in, what about taxes? How you gonna file your taxes with this money? And if you don't, what's gonna happen to you down the line if you don't do it right? So it's like there's a lot of stuff that wasn't implemented early on to prepare those kids to deal with what's coming at them right now. Because a lot of kids, even in the middle school, getting NIL deals right now.
No, they are. They are.
And it's like, okay, you create a situation where you throw all that stuff to this kid. Now he's thinking, okay, I don't really need to go to this school or this workout because I'm doing it. And maybe they could have worked a little harder if that wasn't in front of them. So I think it has to be a little better structure of introducing it and helping those kids to understand, okay, for you to keep this, the work still has to be done. Don't just live up to what you did last year. Because a lot of time they live up, but sometimes they get offered freshman year. They understand, say, listen, until you sign that dotted line on the signing day, you don't have a scholarship. Yeah. So it just the words that is. So it's to me, it's saddening me that they opened it up the way they opened it because it's already out there now and kids are dealing with it. But parents gotta have to be a little bit more involved on guiding them. Parents gotta be more involved on educating themselves about it because their kids gonna get stuck on, oh, I got all this money last year, but I didn't file no taxes about it. Oh, I didn't.
You're right.
After you, so you
I
have to
think about that.
Yeah, so there's a lot of loops that opened up that people don't see yet. As coaches in high school, we kind of start visualizing, okay, boy, what about X, Y, and Z? And parents don't know about it. And I always try, every time I meet parents or somebody, I try to educate them. I say, listen,
that's good.
Your kid, I'm glad your kid's getting all this, but you got to make sure that you educate yourself to be able to help them navigate so they don't fall to that trap. And to me, it's great, and at the same time, it's kind of like
it's got to be regulated.
Yes,
I agree with you.
Yes, to help them out, to make sure that all those there's a lot of programs that coming out of the woodwork that falls. Oh yeah, we're gonna promote you. You come in with us, we promote you, and they kind of like agent basically. Going to call those kids in high school. So the kids getting their head blowing up with somebody telling them,
they are.
You don't need to go that workout, do this workout instead. I'm like, so they say they get away.
There's too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yes.
Yes. Too many voices.
So yeah. But I don't know how you reverse that because it's already opened up. But to me, it has to be regulated a little better than that to help those guys out to guide them through it so they don't.
No, it does. It does. We've already seen the kid from Florida who had committed to Florida and had this $14 million NIL deal and didn't enroll and didn't get his money. And then he ended up transferring to Arizona State, I think. And then he's suing Florida because they didn't come through on the NIL deal. And you're seeing there's lawsuits about certain teams leaving conferences, trying to keep that together. It's just my co-host on one of my other shows predicts the NCAA will be no more within 5 years because college football right now is really a professional league.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
It's $1 billion industry. They just passed the vote to give the players money from the television contracts.
Yep.
And it's just, again, it's great for the kids.
Yeah.
But like you said, there needs to be guidelines. There needs to be regulation. I think that they should set money aside for the kids who actually stay 4 years and graduate, and they get more money for staying and graduating than the kids that stay 2 years and bounce for the NFL. I think it incentivizes them for schooling.
I sympathize with some of the kids because where I coach at, places that I coached, I sympathize with some of those kids that have money to get that money early because
sure, of course.
So it is so many areas that a lot of gray area that
there is
kind of centralized to say, okay, what's
There's a lot of variables.
What's the fair way of doing right by the kids and not killing the system about
right.
So and that's why I think that conversation we haven't been had as far as people sitting down and say, okay, yes, the kids got to get theirs, but this system right here that we all know and want to have around for a long time, for it to last, some guideline has to be put in place where we still can protect the kids and they play, because they're the only thing that makes this thing work. You remove that equation, there's no college football. There's none of those sports. So they gotta be taken care of.
It all goes to Division III. I mean,
yes. So it has to be a mindset where how do you take care of them without setting them up where they're gonna get a situation where they getting lawsuit by the school or something because they took money early and they didn't show up or something. It's kind of like what you say with the school. Now, it could go either way. And I see those kind of problems coming down the line sooner than later.
Well, it's great that these kids have you as a mentor and a teacher, and you're teaching them the right way. You're guiding them the right way. You're talking to them about the NIL. You're talking to them and educating them about the transfer portal. You're talking to the parents. Because, like you said, a lot of them are flying blind, and a lot of them are getting the wrong information. And it's good. It's good. It's really good that you're doing that.
Key point as far as we're dealing with social media now. So
social media.
There's so many experts that so-called name themselves as an expert that as high school coach we have to fight against every day. To kind of remind, it's kind of like we programming players every day. They come back to you. That all the stuff, all the noise that got put into their brain, they come back and say, okay, this is real life now. Yeah, not why this dude sitting somewhere telling you this is real life. This is factual thing I can tell you about from point A to point B because the experience we got, we know about being in this game, playing the game and stuff, not naysayer that's sitting out there and telling you do this, do that, go do this.
Yeah, it's too many voices.
Yes, and that's kind of like it's becoming even more of a challenge for a high school coach to be able to keep a team together.
It is.
I know is that controlling what the kids are hearing and the people that's telling them what they're telling them, they don't think about a bigger body. And some of them they never even been in the locker room before.
They don't have a clue.
And they just jump on. They don't relate. So it's definitely a challenge, but it's a challenge that I'm willing to take that I've been taking for years now.
No, but you're doing a good job with it, and you're making a difference. And I coached college for 10 years. There's nothing more rewarding than working with your kids. I've gone to my kids, players that I've coached their weddings. I've seen them get jobs and have families and succeed. And it's just, there's nothing more rewarding than, even as a high school coach, you're seeing them, they're going to college. Yeah. They're going to college and playing a sport. They're going to college on a scholarship. You're seeing them progress through life and have success and know that, if you weren't there, I mean, they could have failed.
Yeah.
You're a huge part of it.
One thing about me, I coach him very hard.
You got to.
But it's one kid as he coach. Well, also I say, listen, I'll take you being upset with me right now, not thinking that I'm cool enough to laugh with you, but you get to the destination that we need you to get to.
Well, they got to understand.
And later on, look back and say, Coach, I see what you were doing now. I'll take that. If I get it, that phone call 5-10 years from now, I'll take that. But as long as we accomplish the goal.
What I always say is when you coach them hard, you got to explain to them. You have to understand it's not personal. I'm not personally attacking you.
Yeah.
I'm saying this to make you a better football player. It's not a personal attack. As soon as we get off the field, we're buddies.
Yeah.
We're, everything's cool. You got to understand that.
But
don't take it off.
Yeah. The other challenge that goes through this process now too is those noises that's around them.
Oh, I know.
I'm telling them those things in front of them.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, if their teammate or a coach from another school or parents on social media telling them they're not that good, and you sit there, I'm talking, I'm right here with you. I'm telling you what I'm trying to get you to do, and you so stuck on that there's a disconnect on that. But I always kind of look at it as those phone calls I gave a coach, a player that say, "Coach, I didn't know. I see what you're talking about. Hey, I'll take that. I see what you meant for doing that. I'll take that because we accomplished it. You realized it. It might not be with me, but at some point, somebody are going to show you, okay, oh, that's the same thing you was telling me back then. As long as the light comes on, I'm okay with it. But I don't need the accolade or tapping me in the back. You're a great. If I don't get it now. It's funny how I always get those phone calls. Cool, man, hey, you're right, man. You're right. You remember when he told me about
you get it eventually.
Yes, yeah. So, but it's refreshing. But sometimes you kind of don't want to get those calls because they got it later, and you want them to get it when they're with you. But some of them, sometimes you get them there before they leave you. Sometimes they get it a year later, but they will get it.
Everyone's different, man.
Yeah,
you know that. You know that. Yeah. But I just wanted to say, when do you guys start camp?
We starting camp in the fall, August.
Okay, you start in August. Yeah. Okay, beautiful.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say I am so happy that you're doing well. I'm so happy that you have a wonderful family. You have a son that's gonna play college football. That's amazing. Nobody deserves it more than you. I'm happy you're a DC. That's an incredible, incredible honor, especially in Georgia. Georgia high school football is one of the best in the country, and I know you're at a good school. And understanding all that, you've done great for yourself, and you've done great after UConn. So, thank you very, very much for being on Husky Talk. Do you go by Coach Nick or Nicholas
Coach Nick?
Okay.
The Kashama, sometimes they be butchering. I say, yo, keep it simple, man. We'll call it
Coach Nick.
Yeah,
okay. You don't go by Hakeem though either.
Nah, it's funny that Hakeem, when I went to Cleveland, when they signed my contract, I had to go back and tell them, listen, that's not my legal name. That's a nickname. Yeah. So
it is.
Yes, I got Hakeem nickname.
Hakeem's a nickname.
Yeah, when I'm playing basketball.
Because of Olajuwon.
Yeah, Hakeem Olajuwon. That's why everything I love is blocking the ball. That's my favorite thing to do, is blocking the ball. I was averaging 7 blocks a game. They're like, yo, Hakeem Olajuwon. I'm like,
you see?
Yeah.
That's the benefit of Husky Talk. 25 years. Yeah. I didn't know you were born in the Congo. I didn't know that Hakeem was a nickname. Yeah. Look at all that. And just so you know, I never, ever held you.
Yeah,
there was no such thing as holding. Just remember that.
That's a whole segment of itself. If we want to go, it's a whole segment. And we're going to go ahead and go through the tapes. But there's a whole segment. And I got about 5 D linemen that's going to co-sign that. So, hey, that's a whole segment.
Never held. Never held. Oh, what a great episode. What a great episode. But thank you very much for being with us. I will put this up. It's going to be a video and audio. UConn Husky Talk.
I'm waiting for that phone call, man. I need that.
What we'll call Coach Moore. We'll make sure Coach Moore knows. And again, we'll thank our sponsors, Sean Rabinowitz and ProCM Financial Services. They are the best of the best. We're lucky to have them. Thank you for joining us and investing with us. And we are going to take you to the top. Sean Rabinowitz, UConn guy, UConn rugby guy. Did you know Sean at all? Do you remember him?
Really.
He was a rugby player. We
If I
used to
see,
party at the rugby
if I
house.
see, if I see, if see his face, probably I will recognize by name. I don't really remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, he's our sponsor. But yeah, again, thank you so much for being with us. And this was an incredible episode of Husky Talk, and I learned a lot.
Hey,
And I will put this up. And
Buddy, hey, I want to say I'm proud of you, man. Keep doing your thing,
I
man.
appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Last time we chatted up at the wedding, man.
Yes,
You
yes.
came a long way and doing what you're doing right now, man. You look like you're finding your niche, man. Keep doing what you're doing.
We might be. We might have finally got there. We might have finally got there. For Coach Nicolas Kashama, I didn't know his Hakeem was a nickname. That's amazing. I'm the best podcast host in the universe, Steve Cully. Remember, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges and throw them back at life.
Yes, sir. All right, man.
Oh.